everyone, and welcome to another edition of UBTV News Magazine, coming to you from the campus of the University of the Bahamas. I'm your host, Anisha Jones.
And I'm your co-host, Laurencia Smith. Our program has campus news, local news, international news, health, sports, entertainment, and so much more.
Our first story is campus news and the new sanitation truck with the Mingos logo. Our reporter, Bethany McDermott, was there for the unveiling.
As you may know, branding is essential. With that being said, we are here at the official unveiling of the Bahamas waste truck, where the UB Mingos logo is being displayed for the entire island to see.
Ready? There we go. That's good.
Immediately following the unveiling of the UB Mingos brand, the athletics team alongside university executives had a photo op in front of the newly branded Bahamas waste truck. UB's Director of Athletics gave remarks on this event.
And we're very pleased that Bahamas Waste has decided to partner with the university, in particular the University of the Bahamas Athletics Department.
It's really important, particularly not only for the university, but for our athletics program. We need to let people know more of who we are as a team. Everyone is actually a Mingo who attends the University of the Bahamas and who works at the University of the Bahamas. And so when our brand goes out there, it helps us to increase the number of students who decide to come here, and it also lets the community know that we have a lot of support and we need everyone's support to continue building the institution.
I think this is a very important venture because now you will have people in the community see what the university is all about. Having to see that Mingo in the community will, showcase our pride, showcase what the university has to offer. And I think this is the importance of the branding.
CFO of Bahamas Waste Limited, Disa Campbell, told us why this event is so important.
Well, we have always taken our responsibility for corporate contributions very seriously. So this is just part of our ongoing effort to give back to the community. One of our key areas for contributing to has always been youth development. We are very active in the National Sports Authority. We do all of the complexes there as a part of our goal of promoting youth development in the Bahamas. So this was just the next natural step for us.
That is it for us here for the official unveiling of the UB Mingos brand. And what a major step this has been in the lives of the University of the Bahamas. We expect to see so much more from them. Reporting for UBTV, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Hurricane seems to be on the rise in the region, becoming more devastating and stronger, hitting our country, the Caribbean, and our U.S. brothers and sisters.
We sent our reporter, Kenton Hepburn, to speak to university officials on how they prepare the campus for major storms.
The University of the Bahamas makes preparations to ensure that its community is safe during Hurricane Irma. As the Category 5 storm approaches the country, we spoke to Vice President of Operations Ronnie Stevenson on plans to protect the campus.
Cleaning of drain wells, purchasing of 2 truckloads of sand, and the trimming of trees are just a few of the measures the university has taken. Stevenson advised students and staff to listen to national radio stations. He also stressed that students should avoid fake news and unofficial announcements regarding the school's closure and opening. To avoid confusion, a storm tracker was added to the school's website. The site hosts the latest information on Irma's whereabouts and hurricane shelters. Stevenson urgently expressed for students and staff to use the site and their emails to stay informed on the school's announcement on the storm.
Once you click on the homepage of UB, you will have your ticker tape at the top of the screen. That allows you to link straight to the severe weather site. It gives you all the updates, all the tracking. It's a storm guide on what you should and should not do during a storm. And then there's also the list of hurricane shelters and the emergency numbers of for UB that you can call if you want to find out any information. So the homepage is quite comprehensive and easy to follow.
UB's Chief Information Officer, Elgin Smith, also shared measures taken to safeguard important information in the event of power outages and damages.
We normally back up all of the critical data, student information, financial information. We ship them off to an off-site facility. In this instance, because we have enough time, we're actually going to be making multiple backup copies just to be safe.
We also had the chance to interview students on campus and over telephone on preparations they're making for the hurricane. For the most part, they said preparations have been made and they're hoping for the best.
I'm preparing for the hurricane by boarding up my house, getting some water, ice, getting enough canned goods. I'm also preparing by filling up my car with gas.
I'm at home preparing for the hurricane by putting up shutters and buying canned goods and ice that we'll need for the storm.
We can expect every form of weather alerts, warnings, anything that's going on with the current weather system. We can expect to see all notifications, all updates, everything throughout social media. As Hurricane Irma approaches, I advise students, just like everyone else, to stay indoors. If all necessary preparations have not been made as yet, make sure that all are made: food, water, and if your homes aren't as strong enough or you lack supplies, find the nearest shelter near you.
The government has also started emergency evacuations in the southeast Bahamas. Reporting for UBTV, I'm Kenton Hepburn.
In September, the University of the Bahamas held its first academic convocation. We have team coverage with Farah Johnson and Lauren Seymour.
The University of the Bahamas hosted an inaugural opening academic convocation to welcome freshmen to the institution, as well as give seniors a proper send-off. The first ever opening academic convocation took place in the Performing Arts Center in the Keva M. Bethel building at the university. President Rodney Smith welcomed professors and guests by acknowledging the importance of a convocation.
Convocations have become graduation ceremonies, or like our ceremony here at UB, an opening convocation to begin the academic year with renewed focus on our goal.
The event also launched the Common Read program, focusing on the literary works of Patricia Glinton Micolis, mainly An Evening in Guanima. Dr. Craig Smith, a professor of English studies at the university, gave an overview of the Common Read program.
In terms of our own personal development and the fact that we all need to read more about the Bahamas, we need to read more Bahamian texts. So individually that helps us, but it also helps us in a way to connect with each other and to build bridges.
Mr. Darvin Toussaint, the director of campus life at the university, shared his experience.
I think it's very important, particularly as there's a focus on the Common Read, to promote literacy in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The speaker would have presented the need to improve literacy in the country, and of course, being the University of the Bahamas, we have the opportunity to lead in this initiative.
And now we go to Lauren Seymour with more.
Following the university inaugural convocation was a small reception in the Keva M. Bethel building's foyer. Here, light refreshments were served while keynote speaker Patricia Glinton Micolis talked to a few guests and signed copies of her novel An Evening in Guanima.
From this experience, it's a lot to look forward to. It shows that a lot of Bahamian has potential. It's just up to us to unlock that potential. So I look forward to attending UB actually, and hopefully to unlock my potential here and to focus on what I want to do, which actually is medicine. And from there, I want to make the Bahamas great. I want to start really using bush medicine and other medicines that we have in here, which is found here locally, and just to use it internationally as well.
Well, I look forward to see the action plan coming from her speech, because she talked about a lot of plans that the Bahamas has for this generation, and the Minister of Education. I'm just looking forward to see what's going to come of them.
Her speech was very inviting and eye-opening to what's going on in the country.
My favorite part of the experience would be the drumming by Mr. Justilian.
Well, that wraps it up for the inaugural convocation reception. I'm Lauren Seymour, UBTV.
In national news, our southern islands have been recently devastated by hurricanes.
As we become more aware of the aftermath of these storms, our reporter Leandra Roll has a story on how to prepare a proper hurricane kit. As we have already seen with Ragged Island and other southern islands in the Bahamas, hurricanes can lead to much devastation. We spoke to Sergeant Bethel on how Bahamians can prepare a hurricane kit in the event that another hurricane threatens the Bahamas.
This hurricane season is very active. I would like to advise Bahamians at this stage not to let their guard down. They need to stay focused, stay in hurricane preparedness until the end of November, when the hurricane season should have been ended.
When talking about hurricane preparedness, Sergeant Bethel says Bahamians should always know how to prepare a basic hurricane kit.
First, we're going to start off with water. You need to make sure you have sufficient water to last you at least for 3 days. All right. You also have your tub filled with water in order for your toilets and all for bathing. Also, you want to have non-perishable items, your food, like canned goods. Also, you want sanitary plates, forks, and spoon. Okay. You want to be able to make sure you have your portable radio, battery operated radio. And so you'll be able to listen to the information coming from the newsroom on the storm.
Other items that can be included in the kit involves flashlights, batteries, a first aid kit, and a portable gas stove. And all these items are estimated to cost between $200 to $300. Sergeant Bethel says the University of the Bahamas has also partnered with NEMA and has several officers that are a part of the Natural Disasters Managing Team. Although hurricane season is no longer at its peak, the season is not yet over, and Bahamians are reminded to always stay prepared. Leandra Roll, reporting for UBTV. In natural disasters, sometimes people have to be evacuated. Others choose to stay behind. Our reporter Farah Johnson has more on this story.
In the wake of 3 very eventful hurricane seasons that have rendered havoc on various islands throughout the Bahamas, the government is now calling for legislation to be made to issue a mandatory evacuation act in the event of natural catastrophe.
It's called climate change. In 2015, Hurricane Joaquin wreaked havoc on Long Island as the second major hurricane of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. In 2016, Hurricane Matthew, the first Category 5 Atlantic hurricane since 2007, brought widespread destruction to the capital. Now, Irma, the most powerful storm in the Atlantic on record, has left the southern islands in the Bahamas uninhabitable, and evacuees from Acklands left to wonder, what next?
We are here at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium, where evacuees from the southern islands have been residing since Hurricane Irma.
Bunks were sprawled across the gymnasium with personal belongings that the evacuees managed to bring along. Ackland settler Veronica Lightburn says she hasn't heard anything on the state of her home, although it is being reported that the island is devastated.
All in God's hand. What he said it be, it will be.
Despite evacuation orders, some settlers chose to remain behind. Ragged Islander Terrence Wallace shares his experience with Hurricane Irma.
It's unbelievable. It's nothing I ever experienced before. I mean, a lot of things in life you have to experience, and that was one of them I experienced. I was lucky to come out alive, so thank God for life. God, the house of my girls go on, that's God's level. Everybody on the island is my family. So basically everybody got touches my farm. Bottom, got generator. What else you need?
The government says that a manual for evacuation will be drafted to determine what factors warrant it. The country is now in recovery mode, but with global warming on the rise, these monster storms are only going to intensify. I'm Farah Johnson, UB News. We'll be right back after these public service announcements.
Float your head, all the answers to rest your heart upon. But something happens. Oh my God! You can't stop yourself.
Avoid distractions, such as electronic devices that take your attention off of the road. Increase your visibility at night by carrying a flashlight or wearing reflective clothing. Drivers should yield to pedestrians in a crosswalk. Do not speed past vehicles stopped at a crosswalk. Brought to you by UBTV.
As a young man at the University of the Bahamas, I have dreams
schools and a business just like everyone else. My wheelchair does not limit me. And neither does my university.
We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up.
Welcome back to UBTV News Magazine. I'm Laurencia Smith. In international news, hurricanes. It can hit anywhere, not just the Caribbean.
And I'm Anisha Jones. Some of us have family and friends living overseas, and our reporter Lauren Seymour reached out to hear some of their stories.
Hurricane Irma made history as one of the most devastating hurricanes, damaging property and leaving more than 50 people dead between the Caribbean and the United States. The monstrous record-breaking hurricane was detected on the Richter scale, which monitors earthquakes. Hurricane Irma sustained winds as high as 185 miles per hour, with a powerful storm surge as high as 10 feet and major flooding.
Yes, as ready as we can be. You never could be 100%, but you just need to do your part, Well, I took all that stuff off the pool deck, all the patio furniture, I put it in the garage. I lowered the pool, the outdoor grill. We secured that by putting bungee cords and that kind of stuff on it. So the backyard's pretty cool. There's no furniture there. The only thing I'm concerned about is my fence might blow away, but that could be easily replaced. And like I said, we put all the accordion shutters on, so we're good.
Many parts of Florida flooded with storm surge. Tristan Daly, a Bahamian student studying abroad in Florida, admits he has never seen anything like Hurricane Irma.
No, I don't. I've never experienced a hurricane like Irma. Well, as far as I know, from I was born, I can't remember ever having to deal with a strong hurricane coming like that. With this one here being strong and being as massive as it was, that was pretty new.
Buildings destroyed, roofs torn off, and streets filled with debris in the aftermath of Irma. The Caribbean and the United States are left to pick up the pieces of what they have left.
I'm Lauren Seymour, UBTV.
It's good to know that they're safe, but it's a shame that they had to go through all that trauma.
And in health news, living in a sunny country, UV rays can do a lot to damage the eyes.
Our reporter Jade Bethel visited Dr. Rogers, giving us tips about keeping your eyes safe.
The main problem in sunny countries is exposure to UV light, which is similar to what people experience in the extreme north as well, northern climates that is. So the sunlight can damage the eyelids, the skin of the eyelids. It can damage the cornea, which is the crystal in the front part of the eye. It can damage the white part of the eye. It can damage the lens in the eye, and it can also damage the retina, which is the lining in the back of the eye.
What can be done to protect a person's eyes from solar damage?
Several things you can do. First of all, wear proper head protection, like a hat or cap, which helps to protect the skin of the face, and especially around the eyes. Wear sunglasses to block out all of the UV light and the blue rays from the sunlight. And these sunglasses have to block out a specific range of UV light and a specific range of blue light. And it's best if they are wraparound sunglasses, that is ones that cover the entire area of the eye and the skin around the eye, and also to the sides, because there's a lot of light that gets into the eye from the sides and from above if you don't wear wraparound sunglasses.
Tell us about some of the eye damage that can be caused from the sun.
Commonly from the sunlight, you can have skin wrinkles around the eyelids, cancers of the eyelids, pterygia and pinguicular formation in the front part of the eye, burns to the cornea, cataracts, and macular degeneration. The worst of those, obviously, are the skin cancers and the macular degeneration.
Do dietary foods actually improve eyesight, and if so, what kinds are they?
They're very important, like vitamin C, also a vitamin called resveratrol, which can be found in red wine and the skin of grapes. And you can also get vitamin C just by simply eating an orange a day or drinking some orange juice. It's a bit of a myth that carrots can improve your vision. That's only if you have a deficiency of vitamin A, which carrots contain a lot of.
Vision is one of the 5 senses most critical to long-term health, so remember to take Dr. Rogers' advice and protect your eyes. This is Jade Bethel reporting for UBTV.
The Bahamas is 5th in the world with diabetes. Now we'll have UB Fit.
Each month, we'll have a workout segment. Here's Downtown Natasha Brown.
UB Fit. Good morning, I am Downtown Natasha Brown and welcome to UB Fit. Joining me this morning is my PED 104 team and we've got a dynamic workout for you. We've got slam balls to my left, medicine balls in the middle and benches to my right. Remember, the only thing it takes is commitment, show up and mental toughness to get the results that you're looking for this semester. Now we have bench jumps. 2 things you should be concerned about. Foot placement on and off the bench. And make sure you're comfortable with your speed in terms of the quickness of your feet. We've got 25 reps on the bench. We're ready to go. Make sure you have proper body alignment. And again, make sure your fitness is to that point where you're comfortable to get good quickness in the movement of your feet. Here are the 3 positions for this exercise where we're using the medicine ball to do a squat and a half burpee. Johnson sits into a squat, comes back up, releases the medicine ball into the air, squats back down into the burpee, and comes back in. Now the full exercise. This particular exercise focuses on lower leg strength as well as upper body. You want to always make sure that your core remains erect so that you're able to deliver each transition easily. Now for our final segment of this show, slam balls. Slam balls are very dynamic and very explosive. If you're looking for upper body and lower body strength all at the same time, this is your exercise. Dante now will demonstrate the transition from squat as he explodes into the air and delivers a hard slam. There are going to be 20 reps they're going to demonstrate, and it shows how you are able to open up and transition as you come down, placing your feet nicely on the ground to gain confidence to deliver effective slams. Thank you for watching me and my fitness team, PED 104. Every month, we will bring you cutting-edge, exciting routines. Until next time, I am Downtown Natasha Brown, and you were watching UB Fit. UB Fit!
In sports, the University of the Bahamas is hoping that this will be a winning year for our teams.
I had a chance to sit down with Athletic Director Kimberly Roll to talk about the future of sports here at the university. We're here at the University of the Bahamas Wellness Center as we're about to speak with Ms. Kimberly Roll, the Athletic Director, as she gives us an update on what's about to take place for the athletic department.
Well, we think we have a very good freshman class this year. Our teams have really recruited heavily, and we feel confident that we've landed some good talent, particularly in the area of track and field.
As UB Sports advances, the director feels as if the program has gained a prize in its track and field athletes who can be future Olympians.
We've really landed a prize in Kendrick Thompson, who's originally from Andros. He's a youngster who made the senior national team this past summer at the World Championships. And so we think he's going to bring a lot to the table and really help to elevate our program. So too are we excited about Quanisha Marshall, who's a silver medalist from the Carifta Games, and I think she will add quite a bit to our relay teams.
Of scholarship and financial aid, it has helped to gain and attract athletes to the program.
The reality of it is all of the monies, all of the aid or scholarship is done through the financial aid and scholarship department. So even the funds that we receive from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture to assist with athletic aid, even though the coaches get to decide at what level each athlete would get, all of that money is still channeled through financial aid and scholarship. So a good number, I would, if I had to estimate, I don't know the numbers right offhand, but I would say about 60 to 70% of our student athletes are getting aid.
With recruitment being on the rise, we hope to see many more successes here at the University of the Bahamas for its athletics team. I'm Laurentia Smith for UBTV. Welcome back to UBTV News Magazine. In art and entertainment, my co-host went to the filming of Black Girls by an African filmmaker at the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas.
The National Art Gallery of the Bahamas screened an African classic last month called Black Girl. The sub-Saharan film made a major impact in Europe and North America, and the National Art Gallery hoped it did the same for its viewers.
What's really important about this movie is that it was made in the 60s, and it just goes to show actually how little things have changed in post-colonial societies. I think also it's really important because it's shot by an African filmmaker, starting in Senegal with this framework of how the colony affected Africa itself and Senegal itself, but then also that was taken back to the kind of motherland.
The film series started about a year ago. It was initially just a summer film series, but they have decided to extend it because of its popularity.
We show a film about every 3 weeks to a month, normally weather permitting. They're outside, so it's very nice under the stars. But then if there's too many mosquitoes, we go inside. And the idea is actually to find a way to engage with a lot of the themes and topics we're dealing with in the art shows in a way that we feel is more accessible to a broader audience. A lot of people think, they're a bit scared of art, but everyone loves the movies.
Coulson said they pick movies that have never been screened in the Bahamas and films that resonate with the art exhibitions that are showing.
In this case, we're dealing with post-colonialism, but in some of the other films we've dealt with issues of poverty in third world countries, women's issues, and all the different kinds of topics that we speak to here at the National Art Gallery.
For more information on the film series or any other events happening here, you can visit the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas on Facebook. Reporting for UBTV, I'm Manisha Jones.
We want to thank you for watching UBTV News Magazine. If you have any questions or story ideas, you can email us at ubtvradio@ub.edu.bs. I'm your co-host, Laurentia Smith.
And be sure to tune in next time for more news from the University of the Bahamas campus. I'm your host, Anisha Jones. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.